All right, I'm here at Neel Gap hiker parking lot, and I'm fixing to do another pre-hike of the Appalachian Trail. I believe this is number 3, I believe. And it's actually snowing a little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but it is cold. Maybe you can see the snow. Well, we'll hike up to the store and start our little. I'm just going to go like 5 miles to Cowrock Mountain, then back. So I'm only going to do about 10 miles. So we'll get started. All right, so I'm at the top of Levelland Mountain, I believe is what it's called. Come about 1.5 miles. And I have plugged in an external mic into my GoPro because the GoPro mic isn't that good, especially in the wind. So you might want to leave some comments about how good the sound is. I want to make sure that it doesn't have a bunch of wind noise. It is very windy. And it was, like I said, it was snowing earlier. It's trying to clear off. It's still very cold. On my watch it said 35 degrees. All right, we'll just keep going. All right, I'm about 3 miles into the hike, I think, and I just happened to come upon this. Somebody has set out some little decorations on the trail out in the middle of nowhere. Alrighty. Alright, I'm about 4 miles in, around 4 miles in. I got about another mile to get to Cowrock Mountain. And so I just wanted to talk about, if you've watched my videos, most of the time I'm at, well, all the time, I'm starting at Neel Gap, or I'm starting at Dix Creek Gap. And the reason for that is that in the past I've done the trail. Let me show you the trail a little bit. I've done the trail from over the past 30 years, from Amicalola Falls to Muscat Creek Shelter, which I believe, if I remember, is like at the 81 or 82 mile mark. So that's all I've done of the AT. So when I started training, I wanted the trail to be fresh, so I decided to just do one section. And I picked Neel Gap because it, has a great parking lot. I see the cops there all the time, so they patrol it for pretty much. So that was the reason I chose Neel Gap. So I did all my pre-hikes there, and I have a lot of pre-hikes. I just didn't videotape them, so I have a lot more than what's on the channel. But as I was doing that, I got tired of the Neel Gap, so I said, well, let me pick another spot and I picked Dix Creek Gap at the end of what I've done. And so I've been flip-flopping between Neel Gap and Dix Creek Gap. So that's the reason why all my pre-hikes are either in those two spots. And man, it seems like it's got colder. I got my hood back on. Let's see if we can get around this tree. And I hope this video on the sound on this video comes out, because the wind is really blowing. You can't see it because of there ain't no leaves on the trees. Maybe you can hear it. All right, we'll continue. I'm almost at Cowrock Mountain. It's up there. All right. Well, I'm at the top of Cowrock Mountain. My halfway point. Cleared up pretty good. Once again, I hope you can hear me, because the wind is blowing. You can tell it on that tree right there. All right, so I've come 5 miles and I'm gonna start back. Well, I'm here at Bull Gap. A lot of little campsites, which means that I am a mile away from Neel Gap. A mile left in the hike. And when I started this morning, the you can definitely tell that the through hike season has started. When I got to Neel Gap this morning, there was probably about 5 hikers sitting outside the store there. And I started on the trail all the way to Cowrock Mountain, which is 5 miles. I didn't see anybody on the trail. I actually passed, I think, 3 or 4 tents, but I must have still been asleep. It was like 8:30 when I started. But when I turned around at Cowrock Mountain and started back these 4 miles, I have ran into at least 30 through hikers. At least 30. So it's definitely started. So this is probably going to be my last pre-thru-hike. My scheduled to start on the 26th of March. That was the day that I signed up for. But I think I'm going to leave on the 18th because I'm itching to go. So probably on the night of the 18th, I'll probably try to upload my start video that night, and that of course depends upon if I have service or not. So I guess it's until then. Like I say, I got like a mile left to go, and so we'll just wrap it up until the start of the thru hike. Later.